Hello everyone. So I come back with today's editorial of the 8th Jan 2025. So let's start the with the front page. Just giving the recap of the page. Sorry, just the PPTs. I think I have to slightly change this. It's creating a so let's start from first. Second page is about the earthquake that held in the Tibet region. Third one is about the editorials. I am now today I am covering two editorials. The first editorial is of the 7th Jan that I left in the yesterday slide, so I covered today. Fourth one is the fourth page slide is about the district journalism in India. Fifth one is the small corner news, Wilward Liberal and a strong setback. This tutorial I left in from of the tomorrow editorial, so I cover today. I'm covering it today. And this was the today's comparison chart of most stronghold are shrinking but deadly threat persists. It's small, like I just added from the general awareness point of view. Ninth one is about sports award. So as today I will just today I will today I will end it in 30 minutes. I know that yesterday's slides was getting so much long. The video was totally 42 minutes, but there was a more newses that I considered important. So in that race, that one editorial is left tomorrow, the comparison chart. So I covering it today. So let's start from the front page. The Delhi votes on 5 Feb in the crucial assembly polls. So the voting of 70 members Delhi Assembly, 70-member Delhi Assembly. I don't know why the text letters got changes. I don't know. 70 members. 70 members Delhi Assembly that will be held in single phase on February 5, announced by the Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Singh. So the counting will be security of nomination will be completed on 18 January. It will completed on 18 January, and a last date of withdrawal from the nomination of January is 20. So the electoral process will complete it till the February 10. And then capital assembly national capital ends on February 23. So the choice of date has been announced at a press conference of Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar said that the polling date has been deliberately placed on the Wednesday, so that more people could vote. According to the final 1.55 crore voters, out of which 83.49 were 83.49 lakh are men and 71.74 lakh women. One 261 is transgenders. So 25.89 lakh young voters and 2.08 lakh first time voters, 830 above 100 years of age. These are some numerical values of the given data about the ages, male and female, numerical values that will going to be vote in Delhi elections. So the by-elections initiated in Mickipur in Avdesh Prasad, Samajwadi Party quit the seat after being elected for the from Ayodhya in the Erode East due to the death of Congress MLA EBK Savlo. So Moving to the GDP growth rate projected to the fall of 4 year at low at 6.4%. GDP, India's real gross domestic product, is expected to be 4 year low at 6.4%. 6.4% uh, from the financial year, down from 8.2. It's come to the 6.4%. Let me use another pen. So 6.4%, and the 8.2%, which was 8.2% in year 2023-24. So the NSO said, it was the survey was done by the NSO, National Statistical Sample Survey Organization. Initially it was named as CGO, but it combined with NSO and formed the NSSO, which was now it was named so National Statistical Office. So the implies that the country's economy grew by 6.3%. 6.4 as well as 7.2% uptick in 2023-24. So the agriculture that is expected to rise in 3.8% from 1.4 last year. The public administration and defense and the other manufacturing sector increased from 9.1% to 7.8%. 7.8%, 5.3% in GVA in mining and quarry, which is not working properly. So the 9.9% manufacturing GVA growth is expected to halve from 9.9% in 2023. Let me add one page. So 24 to 5.3%. One minute, wait a second. So it was 5.3% in year. In which 2.9% from 7.1% in year ago. So the investment growth is the broader worry about that fixed capital growth formation. An indicator of fresh investment is just a pace 6.4% as compared with the 9% rise in 2023-24. So the real GDP or GDP at constant price is estimated to 184.88 lakh crore. This is already made in written in editorial. I am just dictating it so that you just recalling the data. If you have revised one time newspaper by thorough reading and seeing this video at a night, you just give the data as well, just recalling the data. Don't have to remember every data, but some data you can remember if their question is just asked. 173.82 lakh crore said. So this editorial, I have covered this editorial. So if you ask any of the terms, if it is not cleared, one which I can detect the economic term that maybe someone have problem, that is GVA. GVA is gross value added. GVA, that is an economic metric that measurement the values of goods and services. It is a difference between GVA is difference between the value of output minus the value of intermediate good. Basically difference, you can say that. So now moving to the next slide about the it's the 126 skill. Next time I will write it through the my own self. Just so 126 killed, 188 injured as earthquake hits the Tibet. So the devastating earthquake in China remote area killed 95 people. No, why the study is not working? So there is 95 people. The 95 people okay the 95 people, the whole time I think I just adjusting the sizes. It's creating. So the 95 peoples on a Tuesday reported in media that felt tremors. Tremors also felt in neighboring capital Kathmandu and the parts of India. 188 peoples were injured, and the today's newspaper is covering the first front page, second mid page, and there is a three editorials about it. Just I covered the three both pages. 126 killed as there is a 7.1 magnitude of the earthquake strike the high altitude Tingri in 80 kilometer of Mount Everest. Basically, the Taiwan region, the Tibet region, is now the control in the China. So there is a that region is just 10 kilometer of the epicenter where the volcanic eruptions, like earthquake tremor center. It's earthquake epicenter region. So there is a earthquake region, and now it is under the control of the China. So there is a earthquake, and there is a actually there is a reasons that what are the can be the causes of their first one is that there is a geographical location of that there is a epicenter of the earthquake. Second one, basically I'm telling you, like covering the editorial. 1 minute, just literally creating me text. Where was sorry for inconvenience, really sorry. So let's move into the article. So a devastating earthquake in the China region, 126 killed. Rescue workers waded through the rubble stream through the thick blanket. Its high altitude of 18 kilometer north in the Mount Everest, China, near the China's border with Nepal at 9 a.m. on 6:30. Here the houses are made from dirt. So when earthquake came, lots of houses collapsed. 34-year-old Sangli, these are the people that suffering, 126 people and their relatives, their local guardians. Tingri is the epicenter and home to the around 62,000 people live there, and much less developed than the urban centers like Tibet's capital Lhasa. Chinese President Xi Jinping called all the searches and rescue in 1950. So the Dalai Lama said that deeply saddened that as well as Kathmandu areas, Lau Koche in the area's high mountains near Everest, Nepal, where it is held. Some tremors were felt in Bihar in the state India, but no injury reported. So basically, let's study about the causes that written in the editorial. What could be it was. So what is terrain? Was China construction of world largest hydroelectric power dam near the area where 7-point earthquake happened? What is the significance of location? Basically, there was also the recent news that China was planning to build a dam on largest hydroelectric power dam near the that epicenter area. So let's go into the article. that 7 point magnitude struck on Tibet, China, which and Nepal, and epicenter located 10 kilometer. That I already tell you, around 80 kilometer north of the Mount Everest, and 95 people 95 peoples were injured. 100 of houses are flattened, and the sides of the border. One minute, just updated on Nepal. Where did the earthquake? According to the China earthquake, the network central point of earth surface below the epicenter was located in Tingri country of the Singhiste, where the 4.5 kilometer below average, and it is a home to some of 8 lakh people's live there. 8 lakh people's home. Okay, so and around itself 8 lakh people. On average, there is a home to some of 8 lakh people, and country itself is home to around 7,000 people. So the region of capital city, important of Panchen Lama Tibetan is that Buddhism thus bears the considerable significance. The Dalai Lama said, does the earthquake matter? Preliminary. According to the preliminary assessment, the Lhasa terrain includes the involved China's construction world largest hydroelectric power dam. That is, the Chinese government approved the project last month in the Tsangpo. The project will be straddled in the Yarlung. Maybe the tutorial is half cut, so that the point that is not mentioned, I will write it through. I'll write itself through the newspaper, so that you don't get the fact and causes. Let me just covering through. So add me the one newspaper. So the Lhasa, the first reason is that the Lhasa terrain include the sites involve China construction of the dam. The project was approved last month. The project was Yasulat Yarlung Tsangpo River, not T is silent here. A river around 300 billion so around 300 billion. The project for conservation. Second is the wider Himalayan regions. Considered to the planet third pole for a Mount Glacier, water its hold, river, glacier, and lake affairs the natural cycle of 1 million. Third cause is that Himalayan region, there may be the considered third planet. The natural cycles have millions of people who depend on the water. And third is the cause of quake is also related to significant location. Sorry, know what's happening now today. So related to the significance of its location. Such a bad handwriting, I'm able to write it. What is the causes of earthquakes? So the tail of Himalayan mountain were created, well known, around 50 million years ago. The Indian plates collided with the Eurasian plates, causing a rocks to fold that give to the rise to the mountain. Eurasian plates and Indian plates collided, so causing a fold rise to create mountain. The tension between the two plates has continued to build Indian plates and still pushing around 60 mm a year. Earthquakes and tremor when their rock formation in the region shifts, however, so slightly adjust to tension. So 1950, geologists have recorded more than 21 earthquakes of magnitude 6 in Lhasa terrain alone. There is a 21 earthquakes and magnitude is 6 magnitude. So the mainlining in 2017, the magnitude of 6.9 according to the Reuter. Mainlining is 1960. To understand the earthquake might occur in the region, how the powerful might be geologists and estimate how tension is. So it was basically the Lhasa terrain according. So summary is that the preliminary earthquake. So the summary is that according to the preliminary assessment, the quake main shock have emerged in the Lhasa terrain. A terrain is a specific arrangement. Lhasa terrain includes the sites involved in China. Construction in the world largest hydro. The tension between the two plates continue to build as Indian plate is still pushing around 60 mm a year. So the earthquake, I covering the both the 3 pages articles. So now moving to the next. The Colosseum and the changes, and it still may be in early days. I've just thoroughly reading this editorial and just written the important fact what is Colosseum system, when it is established, what are the judge cases, first judge cases, second, third judge cases, how there is appointment, how Colosseum system become a part of the system, how Supreme Court become adopted the Colosseum. So the interesting nugget about the formation of the writer here is telling about the Colosseum and changes. It's may still be in early days. So in 1993, the HC introduces Colosseum system in over preliminary appointment of Supreme Court and High Court judge cases. So there is a still concern, but themselves the resolution might be seen especially remarkable. There is still. So the composition is that a panel of top 5 Supreme Court judges appointment. Basically, there is a. I'm just giving a historical background of the cases, that there is a first judge case. First judge case where the first judge case, second judge case, and the third judge case, where appointment of one chief justice, appointment of 2 chief justices along with the judges, and there is a 5 in which if 3 won then the 2, then majority will ask. So let's read the editorial. Basically what I am saying is already written here. So here it is. The middle course is first. In 1993, the popularly known as the second judge case, the court held that the 1 minute. The second judge case, popularly known as the second judge case, the court held consultation means the concurrence, and the concurrence not only from the CJI but from the Collegium of Judges. In this process, fashion a whole new procedure it believed and would maintain both fidelity and bare text of constitution was and chief objective. The process has the number of nuts bolts, but in short it postulates the following recommendation: appointment of High Court or Supreme Court to the transfer to judge from one High Court to another court. To elect a new Chief Justice to High Court would come from a collegium, a body comprising the CJI and the senior colleagues in the some cases will make recommendation after taking a views of consultee judges. On this recommendation, the Union government can either choose or accept the proposal of consideration. If the proposal is submitted new, the government has no choice but sanction the resolution. In earlier cases, that there is a formation of parliament and the judges, the president has given the like president given one person that have to appoint, but now the president have to concern with the appointment of CGI and judges with the president, so that there is appointment of chief CGI and other judges of a high court, Supreme Court, that the case come in the article 124 article 217 in, and how the judges were increases according to the need. That 34 in 2019, 33 judges and one chief justice. The parliamentary was the number, and which who increases, the parliament increases the number of judges, including uh, from the original. So there is still a concern that merits of these choices time they may come to seen as a familiar concerns loom large. At its foundation, collegium is a product of judge-made law. It seems that forever to stand at a answerable nobody and is functioning in the opacity of mystic methods. Judge cases and case of rule, where it is led by the court, says that any attendant and bridging rule the government has to recommendation deems inconvenient, it can be present. Like you can also remember the one case when Keshwanand Bharti case, uh, that where the parliament tried to change the basic fundamental rights of the, that time the judiciary was active that you cannot change the basic structure of constitution, and what is the basic one, just they can define according to their need. So there is a warrant and authorizing it deems the inconvenient and can be either keep proposal pending at end. The fourth judge case 2015, that is judiciary alone in this Keshwanand Bharti case arises that you could that position would impinge on constitution basic structure. In recent months, we have marked the 75th anniversary of Constitution adoption, and we have seen the pin sung to documents equality. Judges cases that collegium is the newest proposal address some of the long-standing concerns over the processes, but at a question implementation. But for collegium system to retain silence to achieve support objective, the maintenance of one's judicial independence due to respect the court's ability to function as a counter majority, and back in 1611 to prerogative the law lands allows him. So I already written the CGI primary 1993 9 judges cases and how SG's opinion shall be intervened in the primary cases. So let's conclude into this editorial. Moving to the next one. So the imperial life of drastic journalists in India. So this new editorial is about the yesterday news, just that I've already covered in the yesterday newspaper in the front row, about the one journalist. The journalist here talking about the Mukesh Chandrakar, that is Mofussil journalist, that highlighting the Chhattisgarh once, how Naxalite areas, how the area that is so much political interfering, that no one has a right to that individual journalism. So it's a Mukesh Chandrakar who is an independent journalist and also have their YouTube channel in which they posted the he also arrested many exposes the many crimes that is held during that area, the mafias. So let's reading this article. That the brutal murder of independent young journalist Mukesh Chandrakar in Chhattisgarh once again highlighted the threat and life to the precarious nature of journalism. The grassroots level and in many parts of the country faces similar challenge. That Mukesh was murdered by a local contractor who encouraged journalists to report the questioning of quality. The killing in 98, this case brings to the mind killing in 1988 another young journalist Umesh Dubal from Uttarakhand Garhwal town who was allegedly murdered. Limitations of law is that that it exposes the irony that there should be that only Chhattisgarh is probably the first and only state to enacted the Chhattisgarh Protection Media and Person Act 2023, who was actively reporting from Bastar, Chhattisgarh. So voice of voiceless, the murder stories of hinterland, that they are truly belong to the local communities, pain, grievances, struggle, suffering from deprivation. There are many journalists who was just the remitters, and they are just working for the part time and the prepaid, like strangers and retainers with no job security. Despite their dedication, the nature of job and working condition of most Mofussil basically in the privileged, like provincial districts, in the very uh, like in regional districts, like in very provincial districts, in rural areas type. So many journalists work as stringer with no job security, minimum undefined salary, extremely hostile working condition. But they often provide the vital leads and local guides and facilitator for journalists from the metro cities and big media houses who occasionally visit these places to cover stories. However, they are rarely receive bileness, recognition, or respect for their contribution. Like their stories, they are too mostly unseen and unheard. Basically, this editorial, basically the writer is talking about a journalist who was just uh, they just working for the discovering the truth, exposing the things that is holding, was not covered by the not covered by the metro journalists from the metro cities and big media houses. So these type of stories should be are unseen and heard. And this, through this article, writer is remembering to the one of the brave journalists that just he he has lost his life because of the by exposing the truths. So we must aware about the life that he has, how contribution of their for the social welfare. Like the general rules revolve routine crime, sound bites issued by local administrations, civilian issue, the mainstream languages, news media shrinking factors include the situation of many young journalists as in Mukesh to pursue independent journalism, leveraging the opportunity provided by technology, like he has a YouTube channel, social media, helping him to give a voice to their thing. Media, few independent digital news sites. Unsurprisingly, some of most hard-hitting critical investigation stories now appear on this platform, which irritate the anger and powerful nexus of contractor criminals and how they can expose their truths. Like the nexus mentioned in report Anand Bohra Committee. Anand Bohra Committee. It was constituted in government in 1990s to investigations of the criminalization of politics remain powerful and active, and Mukesh murder is politically ambitious contractor. The end notice, the role of independent journalists such as Mukesh and Rakar's district level is crucial, as they are watchdog for development project and social welfare schemes. This kind of heroes should be remarked in the history, and more. And if this type of more journalism, there are more type of journalists they that want to uh, want to give some social welfare and watchdog of our democracy should be preserved. The independent investigation, critical reporting challenging these nexus, ensuring the transparency and accountability and development. The presence of independent journalists such as Mukesh to be encouraged, of course, and protected, particularly at local events. So, resulting in frequently attracts of ire and powerful vested, resulting in the threats, attacks, not only endanger the life of journalists but foster the culture of fear and self-censorship. So, where is the censorship rights? If this are happening in still the today's world, then there is no there is no censorship rights. The weakening democratic situation, leaving vulnerable unchecked. So it's time to ensure that Mukesh and Rafael does not go in vain. Salute to the heroism and bravism act that he did. Moving to small corner, strong setbacks and the wayward liberal, Justin Trudeau, I've already covered in yesterday's editorial. It was just that plan, that summaries of the yesterday news. That IED blast in Bijapur. It's about the insurgent organization faced a possible uh, IEDs, improvised explosive devices. So it was fight for good. The organizations such as FARC, Forced Revolutionary, it's not force, Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, FARC, Armistic find it difficult to convict. Here, early 2000, the Communist Party of India emerged has really key conflict in tactile utilization. So the blast device, that the security personnel device blast in Bijapur in Chhattisgarh, Bijapur district of Chhattisgarh, where this incident held, the how the Maoist killed the person, explosive, the device blast, improvised explosive devices blast in the Bijapur district of Chhattisgarh. CPI Maoist floating such a remains, and while there is a grain of truth of about the abruzum, so they estimated 296 insurgents died in operation, but the Maoists have refused abjured in violence and utilized to end the conflict. So we were just introduced about the come to end period of misguided politics. Liberal politics, popularly known as child of privileges. His father Pierre Trudeau was prime minister 15 years. Mr. Trudeau's relative, that was Muslim year about the Trudeau Canadian prime ministers. How you now moving to the next about the changing mind, distancing itself from Dalit. Is it? So there's a basically there's a three charts about the party loyalties: Congress, BJP, NES 2024, 2009, 2014, 2019 elections years. How the how Dalit supporters, traditional supporters, and in their BJP and Congress. For Congress, the vote shares of Congress and BJP, and the states where the India's top of three performing states: India Bloc, NDA. Just describing through the charts. So it is about the on December the Home Minister Amit Shah has, like, they have some there was some debates about in the parliament about the B.R. Ambedkar. So there was were creating a position conflicts and and scuffles in the uh, debuts in a development party in the parliament. Also keeping importantly, his words were cut of contents issues. Congress and Dalit support. For most of part 2000, the Congress and several regional parties such as Bahujan Samaj Party and Rashtriya Janata Dal secured most of the vote by Dalit votes by championing social justice, framing policies to tackle the system discrimination, inclusion. BJP was relatively popular among the upper caste and well-off social groups such as OBCs. Some group also contingent to Nature Party. National Election Study Center by Lokniti Center. So Lokniti Center, while the support from Congress dropped significantly from the party's heydays, loyalty among the Dalits rise and fall. So that let's I'm describing through the table 1. Here the table 1 also shows that the grand old party enjoyed more loyalty among Dalits than possibly other groups. In terms of voter support, BJP support among Dalit increased from what if in 2004, 14, 12, 13, 27, 21, 25, 19. Traditional voters, Dalit supporters, that it was increasing in 2004, and then continuous there is a decrease in trend. So BJP supporter among Dalit increases. What if in 2004 when it was merely 13% and 11%. So there is rise and fall. BJP was voted majority in Lok Sabha. Twice many Dalit voted for BJP as compared to 22%. Overall share of vote 22%. Among Dalit voters 13. There is a rampant decrease in 2014 compared to 11% in 2009. One can argue that this was due to increased vote share, but voters were swayed by the leaders. In 2019 party, the vote shares of Dalit spikes to 32%. We believe that the cause of it is because the BJP promoted Dalit leadership, tailored welfare scheme, specific group. That's why. And in 2000 and overall the BJP overall votes in 2024 year was similar to 2019. The Congress meanwhile experienced a decline in Dalit support in 2014. It's led to a decrease in 19. But since then, support among Dalits has remained steady. While decline for BJP may appear nominal, 22, 32, and then 29 again. So while the decline of BJP may appear nominal, the Democratic alliances regained the voted and lost the votes. Where top three NDA alliances performed India Bloc, top three performing states, top three best performing states. So India Bloc effectively is to win the votes away from NDA. And the trend was particularly visible in Maharashtra. There was also the difference between Dalit votes for alliances was 12. No, it's not that. The differences between Dalit votes for both alliances was 12 and 10 points in Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan respectively. So there was also a loss of Dalit votes in state where BJP outperformed in 2019 vote. So there was NDA gained 15.74 points. NDA gained 15.74 points in Telangana. But here too India Bloc vote only 46%. Compared to NDA 23%. In Odisha, however, the Dalits were significantly higher for NDA. Odisha, there's a higher that said that contest in Odisha was between NDA and Biju Janata Dal, and India Bloc was not significant. So lessons to be learned is the overall picture suggests that BJP peaking was share in 2019 followed by a decline was more pronounced when it came to Dalit support. Dalit support, although the public memory is short, opposite exhaustion may be lose steam. Dalits BJP foibles come to the migrate fallout and press conferences are taking from important social. In contrast, Congress has tried to present a strong ideological position and I try to keep sure and mobilize Dalit groups. So here the chart is finally ended and I just covered this editorial. Now moving to the next is the most stronghold are shrinking but deadly threat persists. I know I thought that I will cover in 30 minutes but editorial is going long because the charts and taking time to just explain through the graphs and charts. So keep some patience. Just play this video to the 1.5 and 1.75x. On the Monday, 8 security personnel were killed when Maoists blew up the vehicle and improvised explosive devices in IED in Bijapur, Chhattisgarh. The insurgents were about where the attacks in isolated claimed alive. Here the chart one shows that the death of security personnel of individuals since 2000. In Chhattisgarh, April 2010 attack. April 2010 attack in Dantewara, which claimed the 74th Central Reserve Police to be the main deadliest line. Here, March 2007, when 100 of the Maoists attached to the remote police and over 50 securities. last attack is significant. Encounters the primarily Chhattisgarh but also state the primarily paramilitary state police forces. In chart 2 depicts that the forces and insurgent over the year across incident and third deadliest year of the month since 2000, 296 insurgents were killed. Here is the data is the death of civilians, the death of security forces, the death of insurgents. The death of insurgents more than. So most in recent edition the concentrated only in South Chhattisgarh. However, the Bastar possibly be the most. Table 3 highlights that the region that particularly in the South Chhattisgarh, particularly the Bastar region, possibly the most stronghold. The table 3 highlights district wise share of left wing extremism related to deaths in Chhattisgarh. Over there is a nearly 30%. There is a nearly 30% on all set between 20 to 25 occurred in Bijapur. Bijapur 30% between 2020 to 25 and about and over 65% remaining facilities were reported in the district of Bastar region like Nayanpur, Sukma, Dantewada, Kankad and Bastar. Chart 4 displays the states that left-wing extremism related deaths since 2000. In 2024, nearly 80% fatalities occurred in Chhattisgarh incident. How it increased in other states and Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Jharkhand, West Bengal, significant. There is a declining. 80% increases in Chhattisgarh. There is declining in other states. So the geographical contraction of Maoist influence the largely driven by tribal communities. The shift reflected in the sharp decline in Nota. None of above votes during the 2023 elections. Chhattisgarh with only 1.3% opting it. And Nota vote share of often have they're greatly affected by left wing extremism. Basically, LWEs are that neither believe in the government, neither believe in any policies. They just make their own policy and independent lives and wanted a change on the society through their own aspects, like on corruptions. If they don't like, there are many cases in which they do not have give justice, so they are generally aggressive and revoltive type of persons that just taking a stand on one aspects, like they don't believe in justice and the government policies, because they thought the government will do nothing for their communities, their survival, their interest. So now moving to the next one is about the police station that housed the Sukhdev, Bhagat Singh and Rajguru in the 1920s. Where this is the place, the Sahadra police station in northwest, completed 110 years of the existence of on Tuesday. It founded on 7 January 1950 during the heyday of colonial rule. Police station that was near the housing freedom fighter were a repository for historical memories to playing a vital role in law enforcement. The station was established with adjudications extending with the Trans Yamuna area of the Delhi. The police record shows that first FIR was lodged in Urdu language. Here, for general awareness point of view, I read this article that laws Urdu languages and day of establishment under section 475 IPC regarding the break in at house of person named Kazan Singh. Complaint alleged that accused Sukhdev Mali drilled a hole in the back of his residence along with the accomplice but ran away. Senior police said in 1920 Sukhdev, a prominent member of HSRA, Hindustan Socialist Republic Associations, lodged at Sahadra police station after After the assassinations of the British police officer John Saunders, Sukhdeva Chandrasekhar were involved. Is a historical uh, already known about the historical aspects of this. The aftermath assassination of John Saunders, Raj Bhagat Singh and Rajguru shot Saunders in December 17. Bhagat Deva, Sukhdeva, Rajguru were later hanged to death. The ritual integration during many other political prisoners, ritual integration was center of intense. The station became a symbol of suffering from the revolutionary who sacrificed their life for nation freedom. Here one the news about the mining processes currently underway the Kotupa trenching in the Palakkad. The technology uses the microorganisms to segregate useful material from solid waste being carried out 20 locations across Kerala. So moving to the next article. It's about the sports of the year females. Yesterday in newspaper I covered the sports of year male awards. Here the female is about the Manu Bhakar, Priti Pal, Afni Lekhara, Smriti Mandhana and Dipti Javani ji, 10-meter air pistol and becoming the independent first Indian to win a multiple medals in single editions, bagged in bronze, also nominated for Khel Ratna Award. Become a Indian first track medalist in the history of Paralympic, made her second to win two Paralympic medals in a same edition, being won bronze medal 2 sprint event at World Championship in Kobe. Here is the Avni Lekhara 10-meter air rifle shooting as SHO event at Paris game and created record of 24.7 meter in 2024 final. And the first Indian to win 2 Paralympic gold medals. Over become the build-up to surgery and Paralympics which forced her out of nearly 2 months. Smriti Mandhana, LTD Royal led the Royal Challenger Bangalore to Maidan WPA title, finished with the 80-59 area, most run by the women, nominated for ICC ODI Player of the Award. Diwali Jirali won the 400 to 700 bronze medal Paris Olympic. Circle Gate at World Championship in Kobe, nominated for Arjuna Award. So just remember all the players with the series for the Arjuna Award, Khel Ratna Award, which game they are related can be asked. So just let's have a summary of the today's news. The first page covering the Delhi votes about a GDP growth rate, about the earthquake that happened in the Tibet, about the collegium systems, covering the 2 editorials about the collegium system, and about the life of district of journalist. A small corner news of strong feedback and way forward liberals, about the changing point of data of the BJP distancing from Dalit. 9 is about the Mayo's stronghold through the charts, the comparison of the Chhattisgarh area, the police reminding the police stations, historical police stations, and one news of the biomining processes, and one covering the sports. So thank you for today. I know the tutorial is getting, sorry, I don't know what's happening today. So thank you for today's tutorial. I know just going to be day by day it's getting longer. Videos are just I am adding more information so that thank you for giving patience. Now you're till the video, if you are till up to the end of the video. So thank you so much. Let's meet for the tomorrow editorial. So till now, have a nice day and good night. Bye bye.